Good morning, friends. Today we are going to go over Lesson 9 for math. Let's start by reviewing what we learned yesterday. Number 1, write the total value of the money shown below in standard and expanded form. So I remember standard form is my number form. So I'm going to start by counting my hundreds, tens, and ones. Count with me as we go. 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 351, 352, 353, 354, 355, 356. So for my standard form, I would write $356. Now take a minute, pause the video if you need to, and think, what would my expanded form be? Remember, expanded form is our hundreds plus tens plus ones. If you said expanded form would be $300 plus $50 plus $6 equals $356, you would be correct. Great job. Number 2, what is the value of 3 $10 bills and 9 $1 bills? See if you can do this one on your own. We know that 3 $10 bills equals 3 tens, and 3 tens is 30. We know that 9 $1 bills is the same as 9 ones, which is 9. If you said 3 $10 bills and 9 $1 bills is $39, you are exactly right. Alright, now that we have reviewed our lesson from yesterday, let's see if we can practice a new way of counting our money. Let's put $676 on our place value chart. When we get to 10 $1 bills, change them for one $10 bill. When we have 10 $10 bills, change them for one $100 bill. Count the value of the money with me as we go. Let's get started. We want to count from $676 to $800. So let's count together starting with ones. 677, 678, 679, 680, 681, 682, 683, 684, 685, 686. If you look, we just counted 10 ones. So I need to exchange those for one 10. Alright, so let's keep counting with ones, starting with 686. 687, 688, 689, 690, 691, 692, 693, 694, 695, 696. That's another 10 ones, so we're going to bundle those to make a 10. Let's keep counting, starting with 696, 697, 698, 699, 700, 701, 702, 703, 704, 705, 706. That's another 10 ones, so we will make a 10. 707, 708, 709, 710, 711, 712, 713, 714, 715, 716. Let's make a 10. 717, 718, 719, 720, 721, 722, 723, 724, 725, 726. That's 10 ones, so let's make a 10. 727, 728, 729, 730, 731, 732, 733, 734, 735, 736. Make a 10. 737, 738, 739, 740, 741, 742, 743, 744, 745, 746. We have 10 ones, so let's make a new 10. 747, 748, 749, 750, 751, 752, 753, 754, 755, 756. We have 10 ones, so let's make a 10. 757, 758, 759, 760, 761, 762, 763, 764, 765, 766. All right, we made 10 ones, so let's build a 10. Let's keep going. 767, 768, 769, 770, 771, 772, 773, 774, 775, 776. There's 10 ones, so we're going to make a 10. But if we look, we now have 10 tens. Does anyone know what to do when we have 10 tens? If you said make 100, you're exactly right. So we're going to bundle our 10 tens to make 100. All right, let's keep counting, starting with 776. 777, 778, 779, 780, 781, 782, 783, 784, 785, 786. We have 10 ones, so we're going to exchange them for a 10. 787, 788, 789, 790, 791, 792, 793, 794, 795, 796. There's 10 ones. Let's exchange them for a 10. And we are almost there. 797, 798, 799, 800. Whew! We counted from 676 to 800. And if you look, we had to make 100, we had to make some tens, and we had to make our ones, lots of ones. Now let's see if we can count from 676 to 800, but this time we're going to count by ones, tens, and hundreds to make it go by a little bit faster. All right, so let's remember, if our number ends with a 6, we're going to need some ones to get to the next 10. So let's start by counting with our ones. 677, 678, 679, 680. Now that we made it to 680, let's start counting by tens. 690, 700. Now that we're at 700, that's an even 100. We want to get from 700 to 800. The easiest way to do this would be to count by 100s. All right, so we're going to now go from 700 and make a new 100. So now that we have 800, we counted 100, 2 tens, and 4 ones. That's how we got from 676 to 800. Now that we have counted from 676 to 800 on our place value chart, we want to show this on a number line. When we show counting on a number line, it's going to be the same thing as our place value chart. We're going to start counting with ones to get to an even 10, or to get to the next 10. Once we get to the next 10, we can start counting by tens until we get to the next 100. And then if we still need more, we can start counting by our hundreds. For example, I'm going to write my numbers up here so I remember I want to go from 676 to 800. So I'm going to start with my ones. I'm going to say 676, and I'm going to show my counting with hops. And this is a hop. 677, 678, 679, 680. So now that I'm at 680, that's a new 10, which means I can start counting by bigger hops or tens. Let's see what this looks like. 680, 690, 700. We just got to an even 100, 700. Now that we're at 700 and we want to get to 800, just like we did on our place value chart, we're going to count by hundreds. So 700, 800. That was one big hop to show 100. I'm going to go back and I'm going to label what parts I jumped. So to get from 676 to 680, I had to hop 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So I'm going to write 4 ones because I counted by ones to get from 676 to 680. Next, to get from 680 to 700, I made 2 tens hops. So I would write 2 tens. And finally, to get from 700 to 800, I had 100. So just like on our place value chart, we had one $100 bill, 2 $10 bills, and 4 $1 bills. On our number line, we also have 100, 2 tens, 4 ones. Let's practice a few together. Number 1, Jennifer counted from $180 to $345. Use the number line to show a way that Jennifer could have used ones, tens, and hundreds to count. So if I look back at my problem, Jennifer is counting from 180 to 345, which means I'm going to start at $180. Since I don't have any ones in 180, I'm going to start by counting by tens. So remember, I'm going to use hops to show my tens. Count with me as we go. 180, 190, 200. So these 2 tens got us from $180 to $200. Now that we've gotten to $200 and I want to get to $300, I know that I can count by 100 to get there. That would be the fastest way for me to count. So count with me by our hundreds. 200, 300. So I needed 100 to get from 200 to 300. But if I look at my problem, Jennifer is counting to 345. So let's see what we should count by next. If you said we should count by tens next, you would be correct. We want to get to 340, so let's count together. 300, 310, 320, 330, 340. I had to hop 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. I made my 4 tens hops to get from 300 to 340. How many do we need to get from 340 to 345? If you said 5 ones, you are correct. Count with me by ones. 340, 341, 342, 343, 344, 345. I finally got to 345. I had to count 5 ones to get from 340 to 345. Number 2 says, use the number line to show another way that Jennifer could have counted from $180 to $345. So my first way, I used 2 tens, 100, 4 more tens, and 5 ones. Let's see if I can count this a little bit differently. This time, we're still starting with $180, but I want to count differently. This time, I'm going to skip using hundreds. I'm going to start with tens and keep counting by tens until I can't anymore. So count with me by tens. 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340. All right, so let's go back and count how many tens did we use to get from 180 to 340. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We needed 16 tens to get to $340. How many do we still need to get from 340 to 345? That's right, we still need 5 ones. So count with me. 341, 342, 343, 344, 345. And we still used 5 ones. Great job, friends. Let's do one more together. Use the number line to show how many hundreds, tens, and ones you use when you count from 558 to 700. So again, we want to start with 558 and count until we get to 700. So I'm going to label 558, and I want you to guess what number should we count by first. If you look at the ones place, there is an 8, which means we need 2 more ones to get to the next 10. So let's count together. 558, 559, 560. We got to a new 10. So now that we're at a new 10, we can start counting by tens. Let's count together. 560, 570, 580, 590, 600. We just got to another even 100. and we want to get from 600 to 700. What would be the fastest number to count by to get from 600 to 700? That is right, we need 100. So let's count together. 600, 700. Let's look at this next part. It asks us to count from $558 to $700. I used hundreds, tens, and ones. Well, let's go back and label to see how many hundreds, tens, and ones we used. These first hops were ones to get from 558 to 560. We had 2 ones to get us from 558 to 560. Let's count how many tens we hopped. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 4 tens hops to get us from 560 to 600. And we had 100 hop to get us from 600 to 700. So take a minute and fill in those blanks. How many hundreds, tens, and ones did we need? We needed 100, 4 tens, and 2 ones to get from $558 to $700. Awesome job, friends. That is the end of Lesson 9, so we will go over this more during our Math Zoom meeting.